Hey guys, it is Jericho. Welcome back to my channel. So today we are doing the perfect fall smoky eye, a black smoky eye. And I am so proud of how this came out because I've been so scared to do smoky eyes because they can turn bad really quick. But anyway, if you want to see how I got this look, then make sure you keep on watching. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some concealer, and you can take any concealer and use it on your eyelids as an eyeshadow base. And I'm just going to spread that around my lids, and you can use concealer or you can use eyeshadow primer. I particularly like using concealer because, you know, you already have concealer, so there's no point in buying a separate primer. But concealer works just as good as any eyeshadow primer, so I'm just going to spread that on my lids and make sure it's blended out really well. And then I'm going to set it with some translucent powder. That way you know that it's not going anywhere and it will not crack or crease. So this is just what I like to do. Instead of buying eyeshadow primer separately, I just use concealer because it works just as good. Or you can use the MAC Paint Pot, but I've never bought that, so I can't say how that is. But then after I put on the translucent powder, I'm going to be using the Jackie Aina palette mostly for this. And I'm going in with the shade Ginger, I think it is. Ginger is the first shade. And I'm going to just make sure I blow this color out. I know that sounds really bad, but I'm just going to make sure I spread this color across my lid, and I'm going to bring it out. That way it accentuates my eyes because I have slanted eyes. So anytime I take an eyeshadow and blow it out to the sides like this, it just looks so good. But anyway, so I'm just going to use that color and just continue to blend it outward. You can barely see it, but trust me, I'm just going to keep building it up until it gets a little bit darker. As you can see, it's starting to do that. And I'm using the Morphe brush right here. I don't know what brush I used first. It was just a random brush, but this is a Morphe brush. And I'm just going to continue to build that color. Then I'm taking another Morphe brush and a dark brown eyeshadow. I think this is the color Credit I'm using. And I'm just going to put that in my crease. And I'm only using this shade to darken up what I've already done so you can see it. I'm just basically building the color, building this shade up because I don't want these colors to take away from the smoky eye. So I'm making sure that I'm building them up, but not too much because the main focus is going to be the black. So I'm just making this color darker so that it can accentuate my eyes. Then I'm taking more of the Credit shade from the Jackie Aina palette and just piling it on my lids. Like, this is the easiest part. You just pile it on your lids. And I started with brown. Most people would just go straight for the black, but I started with brown because I wanted it to kind of be gradient. I wanted it to go from like the light browns to the dark brown to black because I didn't want to just go straight into the black because, like I said, when you go straight into the black and you mess up, like, you're kind of just done. So I wanted to make sure that I was using the right shades, and I wanted to make sure that applying the black was going to work. So I guess this brown eyeshadow is kind of a base for the black. Now, normally some people go in with black gel eyeshadow or the cream eyeshadow in the jar. I was going to do that, but I couldn't find it. So I just settled for the black eyeshadow in the Morphe 3502 palette because that's the blackest black that I have. And that black is really good, which you guys will see in a second. But it is a super deep black. So I just took another dense brush and just pack it on, you guys. Literally, like, this is the easiest tutorial you will ever watch on a smoky eye. I'm pretty sure any beginner can do this. Even if you don't blow the colors out on the sides for your eye, you can just pile the black on after the brown. So that's what I'm doing. I'm literally just packing on the black shade until I get it to the deep black that I want it to be, which kind of it didn't take that long actually, but as you can see, it's starting to get black and it'll be gradient. As you can kind of see, it's starting to come together. But I'm just going to continue to pack on that black shade until it's as dark as I want it to be, and there's no spaces or lines or anything like that. And before I put on lashes, I put on a small thin line of eyeliner. And then I put on my favorite lashes from Pretty Glam Cosmetics in the lashes Orchid. She is having a buy one get one free eyelash sale right now, so make sure you get it like the day I upload this. So anyway, I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Hydrating Primer, which is my favorite primer, and putting that on. And for foundation, I'm using the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation in dark 155W, which is a perfect match for me. And I'm just going to put that on with this foundation brush that I got from another company called Slay Cosmetics. I'll make sure to try and link everything down below. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to like link this brush because I won this brush in a contest, but I'll try and link everything else below. And I'm just going to buff this into my face. I love this brush for foundation. It really makes my foundation flawless, as you can see. And I'm using the Born This Way concealer in Mocha to put under my eyes and on my face first. And then I'm going to go on top of it with the Colourpop No Filter Concealer in Dark 40. But first, as you can see, I'm really taking my time to blend this concealer in and making sure that I don't cover that dark brown or those brown shades that I dragged out. As you can see it really well right now when I look straight, but I'm making sure not to cover that up. And this is the Colourpop concealer I was telling you guys about. I wanted to use a brighter concealer because I really wanted under my eyes to be brightened because it really makes this black eyeshadow stick out really well. And I also took my beauty blender and make sure to take my time blending this, making sure I don't cover that brown eyeshadow on the outside of my eye because I really wanted that accentuation, if that's even a word. I don't even know if that's a word, but I want to make sure that I blend that and made it smooth and creamy because sometimes when I rush and do this after I set it with powder, I realize that I have it's not as smooth. So I really wanted to make sure I took my time and blended this out. So now I'm blending it on my nose, on my forehead, and on my chin. And as you can see, my face is naturally highlighted because of that. And for contour, I'm using the Juvias Place Stick Foundation in Cameroon. And I could actually go a little bit darker for the contour, but I just haven't bought one. And then I'm using this brush here. I think I got this brush from Sephora or Ulta. And I'm just going to blend out my contour on both sides of my face. And I'm making sure that it's blended into my concealer because we don't want any harsh lines. Okay, we do not want any harsh lines in 2020 or 2021. But anyway, after I do that, then I'm going to set it with my Beauty Bakerie flower powder in yellow, which it says it's yellow, but it really looks like translucent powder, but it's yellow. And this powder, again, I rave about it on my channel all the time. This stuff will literally make your face look like butter, okay? Butter. So if you want your face to look like butter, then you want to get this powder because it is amazing and it does really well in brightening up under my eyes, which is why I opted to use this rather than my Sasha Buttercup because I also love that powder as well. But this powder, I really wanted my under eyes to be brightened to pull this look together, and that was a good choice. So then I'm going to wipe that powder off with my Ruby Kisses powder brush and go in with my Sephora microsmooth powder in Mahogany, which is also called Deep, and just press that into my skin. I love doing this. This is awesome. This just sets your makeup and makes it look even more flawless, okay? This is what I use to set all of my face in the areas that I didn't use the other powder. And for bronzer, I'm using the Fenty Beauty bronzer in Cocoa Naughty, and I'm putting that on my cheekbones, mostly only. I don't use blush. You all know I do not use blush on my channel because I just don't like it. And for under my eyes, I'm using Credit again in the Jackie Aina palette. And I'm just blurring that on my lower lash line. And I wanted to go in with black, but then I decided not to because I probably was going to be doing too much. So I just used Credit and built it up. And then I used my Urban Decay black liner for my lower lash line. And for my lips, I'm using the Colourpop BFF 3 liner and the Morphe matte lipstick in the shade Commit. And off camera, I used the NYX Lip Lingerie Gloss in Sable. And that is how it looked. This is how it came out. I absolutely love it. I hope you guys are able to follow along. This is perfect for beginners. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think down below. And don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, which is down in the description bar below. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching and have a good day.